Hello, my name is Colin. I play Valgard Alf Geigerson, a variant human valor bard from the north.
My name is Tim. I play Hothead Harry Leany, a rabbit folk. I'm used to saying that, but it's a Harangon rogue warlock.
Hello, my name is Michael. I play Montgomery Firesides, a fiery genasi battlesmith artificer.
I play Orlin Nincor, gnome fighter war wizard that's searching for a mentor.
Hi, I'm Jessie, and I play 848837773, or 8s to her friends. She's a Warforged cleric, and trying to figure out what's going on with her life.
You know, Valgard, you're so good at those because you have all the notes, but...
I hate you, but yeah.
I think it was a limit. I mean, it was maybe a slightly short one, but I think you do a very good job at summing up.
Appreciate it. Okay, fine. So, post-bridge. Party ventured forth, heading southward, or southwestward, in an attempt to find a safe place to camp for the night. Orlin had remembered a place where she had camped previously, though her memory is still odd. And the party itself is starting to think that memories have been altered in this place. I remember we talked about that. We found a corpse that perhaps had came down the cliff in a landslide. He had decent clothes and a pack that had a crossbow, a dagger, and a short sword. However, upon further examination, he was still alive. 8 cast a level 2 healing word on him, brought him back to himself. He was a very short human, 5'4" or something, 4'6".
Yeah, he was pretty short. Yeah, human but short, like 5'4", I think.
Yeah, like 5'6" or 6". Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 4'6". Okay.
So he did not remember his name and personal details, but he remembered the land, which was very interesting that he knew where he was. We encouraged him several times to keep up with the party so we could talk later, as he had a bit of a mouth on him and would not stop talking. So we ventured forth and found a gypsy camp. One man found a gypsy camp of which Valgard introduced the party and, asked if they could stay the night, which they were told to speak with a Madame Eva. Before they did that, one man quieted the crowd of the gypsies, in the late evening as it was, and he told the story of a wizard who had come to these lands, and the wizard had failed in saving the land. We then went to speak with Madame Eva, who already knew our names, and Harry mentioned that he thought she was a witch. Madame Eva then told us that she could answer us a question. The question would be one of 3. She could tell us what we should do, what we could do, or help us figure out what we want to do. Valgard was given the card the 3 of Stars, the Enchanter, which means inner turmoil, need of info, fear of failure will cloud my judgment. And that I have a strange path ahead. I was brought here for reasons. I could fight myself to discover the reason, and that beautiful things await, and to beware of false information. Next was 8, who permanently lost, I think, a point of armor class, whereas Valgard permanently lost a point of hit points. 8's card was Philanthropist, the 2 of Coins. Charity and giving on a large scale, use wealth to fight evil and sickness. Orlin went, and she was actually drawn 3 cards, though 5 was the attempt. Orlin's cards were Tempter, that she was deceived in a distant past, led astray, and told something wrong. Horseman, which stands for death, disaster, and form of loss, horrible defeat, and the end of a bloodline. And the Broken One, which again stands for defeat, failure, and despair. After that, the rest of the cards came up blank, and Orlin was told that she has no future, which she then left Madame Eva's tent. sorry. Monty then drew, had 5 cards drawn to tell us of what we should do. Is that right, Monty? Of our past, future, and present, and other things that we will need to know.
That was the group telling, rather.
Mhm.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, it was more the group.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
So the first card was the 5 of coins, the Guildmaster. Like-minded individuals joined in a common goal to take pride in one's work, and to seek knowledge of past to better understand an enemy. The second card was the Beggar, the 6 of coins. Power for good and protection. We would need a holy symbol. 3, the Traitor, the 3 of coins. Spoke to us of where to locate the Sword of Sunlight. We redid 4 and 5. 4 is actually ghosts now.
Mhm.
Looming past, return an old enemy to be your ally. A fallen paladin, a ghost. Located in a dead dragon's lair. And 5, the Raven.
Yep.
For the final fight, to meet darkness in a secret place, the Mother's Tomb, to remove dark once and for all.
Yeah. So the first 3 of the cards that she foretold were 3 items that would help you in your quest. So the first one was sorry, pulling it
The
back
hidden
up here.
knowledge,
Sorry, I
yeah.
was a little bit shaky on doing this. It's a little bit easier in person to do this reading. So the first card tells of history, knowledge of the ancients that will help you better understand your enemy. The second card is the card of a powerful force of good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. And the third one is the card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. The fourth one, which we said was the ghost, this card sheds lights on one who will help you greatly in the battle against the darkness. So it tells you of an ally that you have out there in your quest. And then, as you said, Colin, the last one is the final fight. The enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. So it tells of a place that you will find the Devil's Strahd when the time is right. So going back to the first one for the reading, Colin, you said it was the clubs, the
5 of coins, Guildmaster.
Yeah, so she foresaw a dark room full of bottles. It is a tomb of a guild member, is what she told you, is where this tome of knowledge will be found. The second one, Colin?
Sorry, I'm writing this down.
Oh, you're fine.
The Beggar, the 6 of coins.
Yeah. So the second one foretells of the holy symbol. A wounded elf has what you seek. He will part with the treasure to see his dark dreams fulfilled. The next one tells of the sword.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I just want to make sure that we have all the information out there.
Yep, so it's the Traitor again, the 3 of coins.
The 3
A lot
of coins.
threes.
A lot of coins, too.
A lot of coins, yeah.
3 of coins was the traitor, and it says, "Look to the Wizard of Wines. In wood and sand the treasure hides." So the weapon to help you defeat the Sword of Sunlight, as that is where you can find it. So that was the group reading, and that is where we left off, as Orlin and Harry had left the tent, as Orlin had basically stormed out, upset. And that's where we're going to zoom in first for the evening, is on Orlin and Harry, as they have left the tent. What is going on, you two?
I think with that, I mean, Orlin, you can say what you're going to do, but Harry just I think he leaves partially because he's kind of going after her, but he's I think tired. Like he remembers doing this before, and it's the same but different. He remembers almost as if in a dream. You know, the initial reading he had from Lady Maev. If I'm getting that name right. At the start. So he's like, he doesn't want to. So he has no interest in hearing any more about, cards or coins or stuff like that. But he will catch up to Orlin, and he'll say, "Hey, Orlin, are you okay? That she's spooky? Because she was a little bit spooky. But it's it's making sure you're okay. But I am just seeing if you're okay, Orlin."
I'm fine. It doesn't matter. Your stupid cards are wrong.
Yeah, did she show you something? And I guess we were all watching when she was getting that.
Yeah, we
reading?
were.
Yeah, everybody was present for those readings.
Okay. I guess I probably saw that all those last cards were just kind of blank, right? They're like, and she said that. Did she tell her she had no future? Yeah.
Yeah. So when she flipped over her future and her distant future card for the 5-card reading, there was nothing there. Yeah. She even went so far as to flip over all of the cards in her deck and show that every card that could have been drawn had nothing on it. Which is interesting because it was the same deck of cards that was used for the group reading, not a minute later.
Got it.
I mean, I guess you wouldn't have seen that, but for the others that were in the room.
You see it was the same, it was exact same cards and stuff, yeah.
She just doesn't know what she's talking about. But that's okay. I don't care if I've died 46 times. I'll die another 46 times if I have to. I know why I'm here. I have half a mind to march right back up to that castle and give that man a piece of my mind. And I'm tired. So maybe we should set up camp, and then tomorrow we can go to the castle and beat up that jerk and get Ejak back and figure out how to get home, and Madam Eva can take her cards and go wherever it is she needs to go.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm all for getting a little bit of rest here, but I wouldn't even. Don't worry about her. I've seen plenty of tricks being played where I come from, and that's just card tricks are a dime a dozen. So don't even worry about her. We're just gonna we're gonna do what we're gonna do, right? I don't think we need to go back up and pay a visit to that guy. I mean, we're not going to give him the time of day. We're going to do what we need to do, and we're going to get out of here, and who really cares what he says? We're going to find your master, right? And, let's not worry about anything but us. Let's just kind of stick to what we got to do. How
and
about
the
that?
camera from this, as you two are kind of walking through that and kind of deciding, what may be the best course of action going forward.
We're figuring out where to set up our camp.
Setting up camp. We slide back into Madame Eva's tent as the card reading has just finished with Monty, Valgard, and Ates. As she looks at you and... You have a path before you now. Do you choose to follow, or will you run from your destiny? Maybe you should think on it tonight. I think your friends are setting up camp. Go rest. Decide after a good night's sleep. And with that, she turns back to her ball or orb on the table and just kind of peering through it.
Thank you for your time, Madam Eva. And Valgard will stand, put his journal, wrap it again, tuck it away in his jacket, and walk out.
Yeah, it's Monty as you follow. Ates, I think you said last time that you would be the last one out.
Mm-hmm.
As you turn to face her.
Yes. And I give her, and I stare her down. Not sure how I feel about my reading before leaving.
You are an interesting one, aren't you, little one?
What makes you say that?
You'll find out soon enough. Go now. You've got many things to think through.
I nod, unsure of myself, and then leave.
Alright, so as you guys have now left the tent, where would you guys like to set up camp?
Well, I suppose the spot right here in front of the horses is open spot. No one's here right now. It's near the fire.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, I mean, that's as good place as any, I think. I'm not sure if trying to think if there's any. Yeah, because we'll stay away from their wagons and stuff. We'll keep to ourselves. That's
Okay.
that looks good to me.
Beautiful.
Unless any, yeah.
Well, if one of you could gather wood for fire, I could get my cooking supplies out and make us a meal for the evening.
Okay. I'm gonna go fetch some wood, and I'm gonna go fetch some wood.
Okay. Which
I'll
way do
join
you head?
him.
Which way do you head?
I am going to head. Actually, not too much here. I see that it's pretty easy over here. I'm going to go by these trees over here. I'm going to go maybe across the road. And I'm going to go into the thicket over here as far as I need to with eights.
Yeah, wherever there's trees, there's going to be just wood on the ground.
Yeah, so just probably around here. And it might have been picked through a little bit, but I'm sure there's still broken branches and stuff. I'm not going to break anything off. I'm going to look for dead wood and stuff, yeah.
Awesome. It's pretty easy enough for both of you. You come back not 5 to 10 minutes later with enough wood.
Yeah, I think at that time, too, I think I'll ask maybe eights what happened back there. She doesn't have to go through it, but maybe I'll ask about hers, but also she can fill me in on maybe the card reading if she's, and I bet she, not sure how good her memory is, but she can run through that for at least for Harry because he wasn't in there for that last little bit.
Yeah, I'll.
Or you can tell me more or less, but you can
Yes,
we'll say summarize it.
I'll inform him of what was said to Monty, and then I'll say mine was confusing. I don't think I quite understand what she what I don't understand.
A little bit well, they can be kind of cryptic, you know. She's I mean, doesn't look like a hag, but you know, kind of acts like one. And they kind of they say two things at once sometimes. So you gotta take things with a grain of salt, or gotta kind of look beyond the words sometimes to figure out what they mean.
I don't have much to give away, but yet she talked of me giving things away.
You know, some people they just talk and they talk in riddles because they want to sound smart and they don't have anything to really back it up with. So I wouldn't even worry about it unless, you know, just kind of keep your eyes and ears open, and I'm sure if it's something real, and who knows what's real in this place, but I'm sure it will present itself and you'll know what to do when you see it. Come on.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Is your arm feeling okay? Is there a visible scar on her arm? I know that.
Imagine a whole plate is missing. From,
Okay, yeah. With the wires and stuff inside there.
Yeah, I imagine it's like wrist to halfway up to the elbow. You know what I mean? Like just a whole panel's missing.
Yeah, it's like the bracer of a armor piece is missing.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, do you feel pain? Because that does not look too pretty. That's you know, Monty's got his little dog there. He's made out of metal. Maybe he can fix you up too. He can bandage you up a little bit because you ain't bleeding, I don't think. Or is there some fluid coming out of that area too? Or
Nope.
Is there? No.
Yeah.
No fluid. You just have some wires and things that are exposed.
Yeah, you can see what's in there. I do not know if I would consider it painful, but I do feel the loss of it missing.
Okay, well that would hurt me. But guess we'll get these get these sticks back and see if we can make a little fire.
You are nothing but blood and organs on the inside of you.
I do indeed. Yeah, I do not want those removed. Unlike, I don't want a plate taken off me. You know, it's that would be kind of painful.
Indeed.
And then we'll head back.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Let's do it.
I'll give the what I collected to Valgard and be like, I have no need of food, but thank you. And then I'll just sit down somewhere. Oh no.
Oh, thank you, It's.
Yes, I actually go over to Monty and I look at him and be like, could you perhaps help me? I say as I present my arm to him.
I'd say at this present time, well, present time, I don't know that I have the materials for that, and I'm pretty sure it'll take a little bit more intensive than that. I might have a temporary solution, though, but that's something that I want to bring up with the group to figure out how one of my abilities might be best used.
In return, what would you like as a favor?
I don't need anything for that. As long as we are going to be traveling together and whatnot, consider it between friends. It's fine.
Are you sure? I can tell you are highly interested in my species. Just I can
Say
hear
that a
just
little less
laughing in my
sultry.
house.
A little less sultry, maybe.
That voice is like, woo.
I worked
I
on
know you're interested in my species, Monty.
I worked on Warforge during the war, but none quite like you. And there's like a bashful look, and he just turns around and heads back to the fire. He just nope. He nopes out.
Nope, nope, nope.
I smile and let him go and just sit next to the fire.
I'm gonna be looking for like a tiny rock with like a flat side. That's the thing that I want at the moment.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I could probably find such a thing.
Oh yeah, near the stream, you definitely find it.
Cool.
You actually notice that you are in an area that, during heavy, like the rainy season, is probably underwater.
Okay.
So like there's several river stones that have been worn down and rubbed clean, but you can definitely see the water line, you know.
Cool. I'm gonna go up to Valdar's like, "Psst, hey Valdar."
Ah, yes. I'll help you, Monty. I'd probably just walked up from the stream, like, got a pot of water. Do for you.
You said you hadn't seen where you come from. They don't have living spells.
No, you spoke of a fireball running at me on legs.
Well,
That
hold on.
scared the shit out of me.
give me a moment.
No. No. I'll like gesture wildly, like pointing at you. No.
He pulls out his tinker tools and he's furiously working at this rock that he has.
All right, you work on that. I'm gonna get started on dinner.
Okay.
Walk over, put the pot probably on God, I forget what they're called. It's a metal spike you drive in the ground, and then there's a pot holder attached to that over the fire.
A pigeon?
Put that over. Pardon?
A pigeon?
No, it's not a piton. It's a cooking
No,
thing. So
Oh.
It's like cooking spike. It just has
Yeah.
a different word. He flips out his shield on the inside,
Are you talking about a
layers
spigot?
out some
A
leather.
spit?
Yeah,
Like
kind of like a spit. Yeah.
it's a
He's
half a
gonna
spit.
pull out. Yeah, he's gonna pull out some dough he's made previously. It's like very yellow in color.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who's familiar with cooking is probably due to the number of eggs in it. Portions out some of it, works it over with his hand. He takes out a bit of cheese, and like rubs it out, makes it smooth, puts it in the middle of the dough, and folds it. He puts a pan next to the fire. Right, so I'm gonna make some pierogies. I only got cheese though. Is that all right?
I think if Harry smells you, like he's usually do that, and he smells you, and he kind of comes up and he's sniffing with his nose. He's like, yeah, that sounds good. What the heck is a pierogi? But it looks good.
Oh, it's pierogi. I don't know.
Oh, it's like a doughy cheese-filled thing. Is that what's
Yeah.
Whoa.
So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to boil them, and then I'm going to fry them, and I'm going to pull out a little bag with onions. I'll start chopping up one of the onions, put it into the pan, starting to get sweated.
Sir,
Crispy,
give me
almost sauteed even.
give
Harry
me
just
a
watches it
cooking skill
fascinated.
check, sir. Did
No,
you
I
take
carry-
Cook's tools
Oh.
proficiency?
I did.
Wonderful.
I have everything from the other book
Is that wisdom?
here on my character sheet. Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm on an iPad, it's hard to switch between books and books and books.
Oh yeah, no, you're good.
So it says create a typical meal is a 10.
Mm-hmm. So, so give me, with that, so give me, I'll let you either do a dex or a wisdom-based skill check with proficiency. Your
It's
choice on this one.
Same either way.
But I mean, it's just, it changes how you're doing it. Does that make sense? You're either doing it skillfully with like knife work and your hands, or you're doing it
Well,
remembering
cooking,
because you've done it a bunch.
I've done it a bunch.
Okay.
Uh,
So this is more of a trial and error and not necessarily like skills with the cooking implements.
Is that like
I
wisdom
rolled on
plus
D20.
proficiency,
That is
or-
a
oh, yeah.
nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you can see he is
nice.
someone who has done this multiple times, and his hands work without even really seeing what he's doing. As he's talking to you and, portioning out the dough, putting the cheese inside, and getting everything ready. I mean, it's just like he's on autopilot as he's,
Like a nature,
setting this all up and talking to everybody.
Valgar, did
And
you
Andrew,
like?
while I do this, I'm working in prestidigitation onto the cheese to add a flavor. I'll do it to, of course, the onions to spice it a little bit.
Mhm.
While doing that, I'll minor illusion occasionally, just to add like tavern noise. Like I'll add a
Yeah.
somebody with drums, somebody on a lyre, perhaps somebody
Mm-hmm.
on a lute. I'm just kind of like,
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Andrew, how many of the people in the camp come over to smell and see what he's doing?
There's only a couple that are still up in the
Oh, I
camp
see.
because
Yeah,
it's
so
late at
okay.
night, and they're
Yeah.
kind of tending the fire and kind of keeping to themselves. They give you a couple of looks over at the other every once in a while, but they're staying in their own kind of
Okay.
circle.
Yeah. That smells really good. You know what you're doing.
well, I'm gonna pat my bit. He does have a bit of a gut, but he's like stout.
Yeah.
I'll reach in with like a ladle, scoot around, pull out a couple of pierogies, put them into the pan, start flipping them over, make sure they heat up properly. Right? What am I missing? Main course. Oh, we need a side. Of course, we need a side. Let's see here. How about candied apples? Candied apples? Candied apples. Yep. Well, I'll reach into my bag, pull out like 3 apples, start cutting them up in a second pan. I'll transfer over a little, just a touch of the, basically the frying oil from all the onions. I'll pull out a little pouch of sugar. I'll do prestidigitation to add flavors. And I'll slice the apples pretty thin, almost chip-like. And I'll put them in, start stirring them about while they get crispy and sugary.
Yeah. Valgard, do give me a perception check as you are working with your food.
$22.
22. The cheese and the dough were fine, but you notice with the apples, because you've used all the apples you had initially, these are apples that have been gotten here in Barovia for you, and they're not as vibrant. They're a little bit mushy. They're not what you would expect from an apple. Like they're
All right.
it's almost like they look ripe, but as you start to inspect them,
soft.
they're soft, they're pithy,
Okay.
they're not good. They're bitter. You know, they're not the way they should
Monty.
taste.
Yeah, Monty, I need you to increase the heat under that pan. We're gonna make them a little bit crispier. The apples are not quite right.
He'll come over, do produce flame.
Like almost rotten, Colin. Like that's the point they're at. Even though you got them today.
Yeah, I don't say that, but you know, if Monty comes over and looks at him, looks at me, I just do like raise my eyebrows, like, that's what we got.
So
That's
what
fair.
you're saying is Barovia is the best place to make banana bread.
If they had bananas, that might be the case. I'm not sure they have bananas in Barovia.
Also, Orlin, don't know you know this. The fuck's a banana?
That wasn't Orlin. That was Jessica.
A banana is down in Cholt, sir. The
Thank you,
four-arm
boys.
apes prefer
What the
those.
hell? Oh, so
One
of course I
time
see
at
that.
Waterdeep,
It's not amoeba, yeah.
there was this lady who had snake
Yes.
eyes.
Take a look at this. I hold up like the tiny rock, and it has a little picture like much like that on it.
What the fuck?
Not so much a living fireball as a like living burning hands. They wander around like some of the worse off areas in Eberron.
That's the biggest fucked up hand I've ever seen. It's like two hands,
Yeah, it's best not to go anywhere near that.
and they just wander around Eberron. What the fuck?
More the blasted lands, a product of our war.
Right. Remind me not to get lost in the blasted lands. Say as I like just pull another pierogi
Yeah.
off. I set it into a plate and pat it.
Yeah, as you guys finish up dinner, everybody kind of enjoys. It's amazing. It's some of the best food you guys have had prepared for you. Shows an adept skill that Valgard has from lots of practice at this dish. And you guys kind of share some, because you've not really had a chance at this point to share any of your history, your past, and so, you know, you kind of share a little bit, Monty, with them.
Belfart?
I'm just using his magical tinkering. That would
Yeah.
be one that he would show off, and then there's another.
How big is that Monty? You said it's just a little guy,
It's a tiny stone.
but it keeps on moving around and stuff as we look at it.
It's just a picture on a.
Oh, just a picture. Okay, got it.
Tiny
So,
object.
oh, I see. But you've made it on ICC, so you can show it. Okay, got it. Oh, that's cool.
And where's the other one?
That's a nice trick. there,
Also,
Monty.
I don't know what like conveyances you all have in your realm. This is one that we have,
What the fuck?
What is that?
What is that?
like a lightning elemental attached to the top of like a. It's a.
That looks like a
carriage.
wheel.
Yeah, it's like
Looks like it has wheels.
it's like a metal
yeah.
worm with wheels.
Well, not so much wheels as it's a complicated process to explain. It's a magical repulsor barrier that keeps it floating in air.
Right, so it's like a what's that term? I'm gonna point it. I'm like snapping. I'll point at it. It's levitate, right? It's like a levitate.
Yeah,
yes.
levitate. Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
So it's a fly-in
Quite
metal
charming.
worm with lightning coming out of its butt or something. I can't see that.
So it's like a super carriage.
It's on a rail, and is kind of have
Oh,
rails going all
like
over
a-
the continent of Eberron.
It's like a super minecart?
Oh yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah. Super minecart. That's pretty
It's
amazing.
quite incredible.
Eberron. You said that's
Also-
yeah.
Eight's brought something up that I wanted to get y'all's input about. I do have the ability to infuse magical properties to
Oh.
items. Currently, I have been doing it to my shield and my flail. If
But
it
you
was
spoke about. No, sorry. Go ahead.
It doesn't necessarily have to be my belongings, though. If we wanted to put that on someone else's weapons or armor, I could. I would only caveat would be I would have to have them, whatever you wanted me to do that to, I would have to have it with me in the morning when I wake up and I do my tinkering in the morning.
Alright, so you could temporarily enchant a weapon or armor or even a shield?
Yes. It's
That's quite incredible.
actually a weapon, a shield. I could do a ranged weapon. I could also.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, cool.
I could also do a helm for a spellcaster if we had anyone who had issues concentrating.
Oh, I see. I see. Like with here actually, let me think. Actually, I have a couple of spells, I believe, which do require concentration. Here, one moment. I suppose I don't. How
It
about
would help you maintain focus.
Interesting. Right. Well, actually, speaking of that, like while cooking with my right hand, just like moving over pierogies to get last person their plate, probably me. I'll reach up, grab my battle axe out of its like holster, and hand it to you. Right. So that there fucking Baron gave me that first day we met. I think it's magical.
Oh.
Do you think it'll be a problem going forward?
Fuck if I know. However, to believe right now what we need is more information. So if this turns out to be a giant fuck off axe of magic of bullshit he was going to use to control me, I'd like to know.
I could draw an identify circle and cruise over it. It doesn't. I'm very new at it, but I could try.
Oh shit! Oh, these apples turned out just right.
Valgard, did you have someone at home who taught you to cook? This is very good.
No, lassie. I taught myself. So, in Cardinal, of course, it's as I told you before. Speaker Kranik Cyber and I never quite saw eye to eye. So I would travel, mostly, from different cares and different towns, and I would do the best I could to bring joy. Usually, it turns out it's making candies, pastries, and cakes for children. Tell stories, inspire them to show them the world isn't quite as cold or dark as it seems, as it is. There's unfortunately quite cold and dark up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Harry nods his head as you're talking, but he's stuffing his mouth with a pierogi, so he doesn't say anything.
I'm half listening to you, but also drawing my identify circle around your magic act to make sure it's not a demon possessed psychopath.
Yeah, that would be bad. As I was saying, I would go about, and generally, I'd put on a show while I cooked for the children. I would use, as you know, a minor illusion you can cast 3 times, and prestidigitation, you can also have 3 active effects. So I would put on little shows, and so I will pull out my drum and start doing a beat. And I'll bring up from the fire, little embers of a cooking fire. I'll just bring out these little kids playing and dancing and whatnot.
Oh, very cool.
Yes.
It's very nice.
Figured my purpose was to bring a bit more joy into the world.
Yeah, well,
So that's
impressive.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's really all it is to it. That's all who I am.
Yeah.
Ain't got much family up there. There's not much true friends, to reckon. But, you know, the folk will always go out to help me. They called me a folk hero. The leaders of the Care Dinaval and other carers up there didn't try to appreciate it. But I did my best.
And you say you've been here for about 3 days, I think, is what you said, right? You've been
Well,
you've been with the count for 3 days. I'm not that. Sorry, I'm
yeah, that's what I'm led to believe. But of course, whenever I'd wake up, it would still be dark outside.
Yeah.
Now let it be
yeah,
known, I can drink quite a bit.
Yeah.
So occasionally I would drink at night, then I'd wake up and I thought it was still night.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Harry walks over and he watches Orlin do the identify spells, and he's looking at the axe, and he kind of looks back at you, and he's like, "So you and this Strahd guy, you guys not good friends, but he's just going to give you this nice axe here. That's what happened. He wanted to be kind to you.
He was quite, you know. I mean, he's the one who gave me the apples, a couple other supplies, a little bit of wine.
Yeah.
But for until this evening, he was just, you know, quiet. Didn't quite talk to me too much. Just kind of left me to my own and told me just not to leave the castle.
Yeah.
Which I reckon we were going to speak about at some point when I found you all in that dining room.
Yeah. You know, when we were in that dining room, he, you know, he was going to give us something. He was going to get us out of here, but there was, you know, it was kind of a price to pay, but we had to do a job for him. So I'm just wondering if he gave you the axe, what was the price that he was needing from you for the giving such a, it looks to be a fine axe. I don't know exactly what it is, but it looks, anything he was asking for you to do, just kind of stick around, and that's all he wanted from you?